Hey guys, Shadney back with another process video today, and today's layout I am doing a picture of myself, my mom, and my sister at Easter. And every year at Easter we try to take a photo, just the three of us, just the ladies, and so I'm scrapbooking that photo today. I did go ahead and pull out a bunch of stuff. Some of it, a good amount, I end up not even using in the end, like that washi tape. I don't think I used any washi tape in the end, but you'll see. I mean, yeah, we'll just get down to it and you'll see what I end up doing. So these two papers are both from the Snow and Cocoa paper pad. And I'm just trimming this wood grain one down to 11 inches by 11 inches, and then I will mat it on this turquoise gingham. Sorry, my brain stopped for a second. And then I'm going to adhere them together. I was going to gut that turquoise paper, but I completely forgot until right then when I did the X in the middle, and then I just went with it because whatever. So just get that adhered down. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some gold corner squares. No, photo corners. Sorry, forgot what the words were. These are from the 5th and Monaco collection, I believe. They come in a pack. It's like the waterfall packaging where there's like sequins and wood veneer and these little photo corners. That's how I became obsessed with photo corners recently. It's because of that pack and using the gold ones from that pack. So then I ordered all the Heidi Swap ones, and I ordered some off of Amazon. So now I have a ton. This frame, you can probably hear Chewy in the background. He's outside barking at something. Sorry. This frame is from Snow and Cocoa. It's like kind of a thin chipboard. And that was my back door. I'm so sorry that you can hear everything. It's like a thin chipboard, and across the bottom it does say burr, but obviously because it's not cold, we're going to cover that part up in a minute. And then these are vellum sheets. It came in a paper pad, like a vellum paper pad from Illustrated Faith, I believe. And they're all the same, but they're kind of that watercolor. So you can see I kind of like turned them all different directions so that they have a different look on it doesn't look like the same page repeated every single time. They do have, like the colors are in different areas and stuff. And then I'm going to kind of fan them out just a little bit, just to look kind of like a messy stack of them. And I thought I had like 4, but I have, I think, like 7 or 8. And I'm going to staple them just where the photo's going to go. And then I'll adhere the photo down, and that'll just keep all those layers together. And then when I adhere it to the page, it'll just stay together really well. This polka dotted paper is from the Symbol Stories Easter collection that just came out this year. And I thought I'd use more of it, but then I decided just to use this little banner. And I'm doing a fishtail in either end. I think it's about 2.5 inches wide. And then I use the one end to cut the next end so that they match perfectly. And then I'll just use that kind of like a little shelf to build off of for all my layering and my photo and everything. I do ink the edges just because that cream background paper kind of blends into the wood grain, and that'll just help give it some distinction so you can see like exactly where each paper ends. And then I'm just making sure I like the layout kind of, and then I'm going to start adhering things down. So I pulled out my craft fun foam sheets, and I'm going to add fun foam between my photo and my vellum. And I'll go ahead and adhere that down, and then I will also add fun foam behind the vellum as well. And I am just trying to make sure that it's kind of centered so that you don't see the purple fun foam sticking out from behind the vellum. I think there's enough layers that it wouldn't really make a difference, but I just didn't want to chance it. Plus, having it where the vellum on the edges, it gives it a little bit more texture because they're not squished together on the edges, and they can kind of fan out a little bit. Then I'm going to pull out, this is the Tim Holtz Distress Oxide Mist, and I don't remember what color it is, but it's really pretty, like purpley color. It's like one of my current favorites right now, and it dries with like a matte kind of chalky finish. If you put too much on, it gets a little glossy, but if not, then it doesn't. It just looks pretty matte on your background. I do take a paper towel and soak up a lot of the liquid out of each spot. I've learned, especially with the color shines, that you tend to get less of those weird rings if you soak up as much liquid as you possibly can. So now I'm going to pull out one of these little tags. They are from Hobby Lobby, from the Paper Studio, and I think they are discontinued now, but they might still have them in the store, but they are going to be discontinued. But I just thought it was really cute, and I love the tassel, and honestly my sister hates tassels, so it's kind of an inside joke as well. But I'm just going to use it to add my journaling. I kind of thought about using it for the title, but I wanted to use these bigger thickers that I have across the top of the screen. I want to use those for the title. So I'm just trying to figure out exactly where I want this tag to be. And I am going to tuck it behind the photo, but because I've already adhered that photo down and it's on foam, I'm just going to use my scissors to cut a little notch out of it so it'll fit behind there. Now I'm trying to figure out my title. Originally I was thinking The Beautiful in the light pink and then Memories from the hot pink, but I liked the happy on the hot pink, so I ended up realizing that the light pink, there was a moments on the light pink as well, so I'm gonna do happy moments. So that will be my title, and then right now I'm just cutting them off of the page so that I don't have to transfer it to wax paper and then transfer it back to the layout later. And I'm just going to kind of play around with that to make sure before I stick that tag under and adhere it, I want to make sure where I want the actual title to go. So now that I have that kind of planned out and my ink on the page is dry, I'm going to move back over here and start working again on the actual layout, and then go ahead and adhere everything down in place. I use my Nuvo liquid adhesive to where that doily is, just because tape runners don't like doilies, or doilies don't like tape runners. I don't know which way it goes, but they are not friends and they will destroy each other. So, or I guess either way, they'll destroy the doily. So I go ahead and cut a little notch out of that label so that I can tuck it up under there. And then I will I will squeeze that title in against where that is. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this down. I do add foam, some fun foam behind the label tag piece, just so that it meets a little better where the height, because right now the photo is 2 layers high, but the tag is going to be 1 layer higher, which will put it on top of the vellum, or at the same level as the vellum. And then I'm going to go ahead and start adding the title in. I was trying to make sure where I want things to meet up so that I can decide how far up to push that happy. So I'm just barely tucking it under the photo there and then adhering it down. And these, the hot pink are more epoxy kind of like puffy, but like more hard like epoxy, whereas the moments, it's softer like a puffy sticker, but they kind of have like a weird matte hard coating. It's weird. I don't know. I've never had ones like the light pink ones before. But I mean, I like them. I love the phrases and I love the fonts and everything. They fit really well. they're just a weird texture if you've not used them before. So now I did take that string, and instead of like, I had messed with it and like curled it up and it looked weird. So I did not do that. I did just tuck it under the edge, and I don't know if I have adhered it yet or not, but I do add Nuvo glue underneath just to hold it in place. And then I pull out the Scrap and Happy Studio flare buttons. They're like wood buttons, and they have little butterfly flare stuck in the middle of them. And there's 3, and I was going to add 3, but I dropped it. I dropped one, and I could not for the life of me could not find it. Sorry, my brain is like, and my mouth are not working together. I did clean my craft room last night, mostly, and this was like 2 or 3 weeks ago that I made this layout. I did find it last night, but I just set it aside, and I'll use it on another layout later. I do go in and add another, whatever it's called, Stampin' Dimensional in there. So now that butterfly on the top right is 3 layers of dimensional thick, and then the bottom left, I think, is still just 1, maybe 2. I pulled out my Whimsy Fox Crafts felties in these pink ones, and a label sticker, and it has the green stitching on it. And then I did put it back and that's what I'm doing now. I put it back and got one. It's the exact same thing, just smaller. So I got one of the smaller tabs just because that larger one felt like kind of overwhelming to the photo because the photo's so small. And then I pull out, these are from Stampin' Up. They are foam, like little narrow thin foam strips. They're really great for adding like shakers embellishments on your layouts or cards or whatever. But I just use them because they were small enough, but they're a little deeper than the regular Stampin' Dimensionals. So I adhered the tab down with that. Then I'm pulling out some wood veneer pieces. Sorry. I have these little daisies, and for the most part, for each cluster, I'm adding the same type of thing, if not the exact same thing. So I added the daisies to each one, but then I wanted to add a wood veneer camera down there. So I did add another wood veneer piece, which is the heart on the top right, and then another wood veneer piece on the left, which is the arrow. So I kind of, whatever you do to one, I do to the next. Not that they have to be equal or anything, but just to kind of keep things balanced out and keep your eye moving around the page. I did add these little tangerine colored tiny buttons and some sequins. The sequins are from Stampin' Up. The tiny buttons, I think I got those at Joann's like years ago in a big multi-pack. Then I pulled out these enamel little hearts and added some enamel hearts around the page in each cluster as well. And then I'm going to go in and adhere down these wood pieces. And for those, I'm just using my Nuvo liquid adhesive. For the felties as well, they adhere down really well with the Nuvo adhesive. And then I will go back and add some more sequins around the page in just a minute. I've seen a lot of people use staples to adhere those little felt hearts down as well, which is a really cute look. I always put them in the middle of the page so you can't reach with a stapler. So, and I guess, I mean, you could staple it and then just make it look like you stapled it there, but I'm good with just the Nuvo adhesive. And then I pulled out some Nuvo drops. I can't remember what color this is, but they are like a pearl, like they're kind of glimmery, not sparkly, just like shimmery. And I did those around the page, and then I pulled out these Maggie Holmes tiny phrase stickers. It's actually like a sticker book, like there's several different sheets in there, but I just pulled out the tiny word stickers and I'm adding some of those around the page. And I still haven't adhered these buttons down yet. In my head, I was going to go back and add twine or something to them, but I'm lazy and did not. So at the very end, I will realize it and add them later. I pulled out the Tombow Mono liquid adhesive. And this is the adhesive I use for things that are sequins or plastic or acrylic, because they're the shiny surfaces. Sometimes they'll pop off of your glue, and Tombow Mono, when it dries like kind of rubbery, like a glue dot, so that it has some give whenever it's on the pieces. Like, they don't usually pop up off of the Tombow Mono. So now I'm just adding the sequins around where I added the Tombow Mono dots. That's how I usually tend to do it, is just go in and add all my glue and then go back and add the sequins later. And I think I only pulled out a certain color out of the sequin mix, and it maybe the white, because they're like kind of a matte shimmery white. I didn't use all the colors just because there was already a lot of color on here and a lot of pink in the clusters. So I'm just adding those around, and then now that that is done, I'm going to show you the page, but I'm not really done because I remember those buttons are not adhered down. So I will adhere the buttons down with the Tombow Mono glue without any string or anything, which is totally fine, whatever. I used a Sharpie just now just to write the year because I know it's Easter, and I'll add that in my journaling later. So, and then I stopped and realized the button fell off, and then I will adhere that down, and then my page will be done. When you see the photos, I believe I do have the journaling already written, and I use a Sharpie for that because that tag is glossy. It's got a shiny finish on it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this wasn't too crazy. Thank you. Please like this video if you like this video, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, processes or hauls or anything like that. And then maybe leave me a comment and tell me what are the things you tend to like to use in your clusters of embellishments. I'm interested to see that because I kind of go all over the place and add way too much, and I know a lot of people don't add as much as I do, so I'm curious what you tend to add into your clusters of embellishments. So thank you guys again. Have a wonderful day and happy scrapping. Bye.